Hello, my name is Rachel, and I love playing with makeup. So I thought we would do another Chatty Get Ready with me. And I guess just get into this makeup and story thing. I thought today we would discuss cats. And I'm going to attempt to do both, talk and makeup. Usually I have to talk, makeup, and then talk. But I'm going to see if I can multitask. I'm afraid I won't be able to, but we're going to try. So my first cat that I got as an adult, living on my own, her name was Cracker. And she was a solid white cat. And she was a feral from my parents' farm. They would have ferals come and have kittens in the barn, and then they would try to catch the kittens and domesticate them and find good homes for them so that we wouldn't have a billion cats living on the farm, and also, of course, capture and neuter when possible. But there were always new cats showing up with kittens, and sometimes the cats would just leave the kittens on the front porch, like, "Here, human, take care of my kittens because I don't feel like being a mother." So that sort of thing would happen. And my boyfriend at the time, he's actually the one who wanted a cat. I wasn't really looking for that type of responsibility at that time. And when we broke up, he initially took the cat with him, but then like a week or two later called me and told me to come get the damn cat. So that's how I ended up with my first cat, Cracker. And I did have her for 13 years. And I actually have a lot of guilt about Cracker because through my 20s and my early 30s, I was this weird mix of really responsible, but also like really self-destructive. I was making a lot of bad life decisions on top of some good ones, but in I guess like my personal life, maybe I was making some really bad decisions. But anyway, and I have a lot of stories I could tell there, but my mother watches my videos, so I won't. But let's just say that I'll never be able to run for public office. So that's how I got my first cat, Cracker. And like I said, I had her for 13 years. But I have a lot of guilt about how I lost her, because what happened was I'd come home from a bar. Like I said, she was a feral, so she was always trying to get out the front door. And I always was living in more populated areas with a road just a few steps from my front door, so I was not going to let her out. I don't, for me, having a cat outside would just cause me way too much anxiety. The idea that they would never come home again, just, I'm so glad my current cats won't even get near a front door if it's open. But anyway, so I'd come home a little bit too drunk from a bar, and I didn't shut the door all the way. And she's a cat. She was a smart cat. She could pull open a door if it wasn't latched. And she got out. And she was 13 years old at that point. And like I said, I have a lot of guilt about that because she never came home. And, when we called the SPCA to see if maybe they had found her or had her turned in, they basically just said older cats will run away to die, which, lie to me. Tell me, yeah, we'll just keep our eye out. You don't have to go that far. But anyway, oh gosh. So anyway, like I said, I harbor a lot of guilt about Cracker. But anyway, that's the sad story. Let me move on to my cats, how I got my cats. So I had roommates who had a cat. So after I lost Cracker, I decided to put getting a new cat on hold because my roommates had a cat. And when they finally decided to move out, that's when I decided I was going to get a cat. And my Craigslist is a terrible place. And I found this woman who she had a thing up that was like she needed help. She was being foreclosed on, and she needed someone who could just watch her 2 adult cats. One of the adult cats just had 4 kittens, just for like 2 months while she got herself situated in her new living situation. So it would just be a temporary thing. So I thought, still being sad and feeling guilty about cracker even a few years later. Like, I mean, even now I still feel guilty about that whole thing. But anyway, I answered this woman's ad and I was like, my roommates just moved out. I have this whole spare room that I can set up as a little cat nursery. I would be happy to, for just a couple of months, mind you, remember it said just for a couple months, take your 2 adult cats and 4 kittens. And she's like, yes, I've already got homes lined up for all of the kittens. It won't be a problem. So I went and picked them up, and that was the litter that Monster is from. And their eyes weren't even open yet. They were that new. And they were just the cutest little things. There were 4 kittens, and like I said, the 2 adult cats, Poos Poos being the mother, Monster, of those first 4 kittens. And then it was Poos Poos's mother, Nola, who looked just like Monster. So I had the kittens, you know, for a month. And then the second cat, Nola, had 4 kittens. The woman didn't tell me the other cat was pregnant. So then that's the litter that Jasmine came from. So Nola is Jasmine and Poos Poos's mother, even though Jasmine's my youngest kitty. So, you know, like I said, this woman claimed she had homes for all these kittens. Because I had friends, like I was posting pictures of them, and I had friends who would be like, I would love to adopt one of those kittens. And I would ask the woman and she'd be like, no, I have homes set up. And then one of my friends found a picture on Craigslist, one of my pictures that I had posted because, you know, I was taking pictures of the kittens, sending them to the woman. She was posting them on Craigslist trying to sell them. And I actually offered to buy all the kittens from her. Like, she wanted 50 bucks each. I actually offered to give her, what was that, $400 for, you know, I was like, I'll give you $400 and let me find homes for all the kittens. And she like freaked out on me, and she's like, no one's going to tell me what to do with my property and all this other stuff. And, you know, I thought I was helping. I thought I was being helpful, but, you know, she didn't take kindly to that. And she came and got one of the kittens because apparently she was able to find a home for it, sell it, get her 50 bucks for it. But then she never, you know, I guess she never found homes for the other kittens. And they were, the first litter was beginning to get to the point where, you know, we really needed to find them homes before they just weren't kittens anymore, and then people would be less likely to want to adopt them. And then at one point she even asked me to take her dog. I already had 8 kittens and 2 adult cats. And then she was like, can you watch my dog too? And I was like, no. I guess that's a little side thing. She wouldn't let me get them fixed. That was the other thing. And I guess she doesn't believe in getting her cats fixed because, you know, Nola obviously already had kittens because Poos is one of Nola's. And then she let Poos and Nola go out and get pregnant. I mean, it just seems really irresponsible. But, because I lied to her and I told her I found a clinic that would do all of the spaying for free. But really I was going to pay for it. But she wouldn't let me do that either. She wouldn't let me get them spayed and neutered, because I think there was, out of 8 kittens, there was 1 boy. So 7 girls, 1 boy. But I forgot to show you, I've been using these 2 purples. Oh no, I used this orange and this purple. I don't know if that matters. But anyway. So yes, so she wouldn't even let me get them spayed. And then she suddenly is like, well, I've decided I'm keeping all of the kittens, which meant I had to keep 8 kittens and 2 cats because she still wasn't picking them up. So that was the final straw. And I told her, I was like, you need to come get these kittens. And I did lie a little bit. I suggested that if she didn't come get them, I would drop them off at the pound because I couldn't handle, because at this point, all 8 kittens were running around the house and destroying everything. Oh my God. They were, you know, they shredded my curtains and they were shredding the walls. They would scratch the walls. It was the weirdest thing. But I guess just playing or whatever, see a bug on the wall. But, you know, I love them anyway. I loved every single one of them. And I definitely wasn't going to take them to the pound. I was just trying to, you know, basically call her bluff on these kittens because, you know, she's like saying she's going to keep all of them, and I couldn't keep all of them. And I had perfectly good people who wanted to give them homes that she wouldn't let me give them to. So I never heard from her again after that. Well, that's not entirely true. I never heard from her again about the cats after that. She, like, after I gave her that ultimatum, you need to come get these cats, she just stopped replying to me and stopped contacting me, which actually is what I wanted, because then I was able to go and get all of the cats spayed and neutered, and was able to find all of them home. So I actually get to see pictures of them all, which is awesome. So they're still around, because there was a brief period of time where I was desperately trying to figure out, I'm going into that lighter purple now, how I could keep all these cats. I was like, there's got to be a way I can keep all these cats, because at that point I was kind of attached to all of them. But I found them all good homes. I still get to see pictures of them on occasion. My parents have one. Oops, wrong color. This is why I don't talk and do makeup. I just put the wrong color everywhere, but whatever. we'll just blend that out. So initially I was only going to keep 2 of the cats, 1 kitten from each litter, and that was going to be Monster and Jasmine. Although I really wanted Jasmine's sister, because Jasmine's sister had Jasmine's markings, but Puss Puss's long fur. But the deciding decision was I kept the kittens that seemed most attached to me, and that was Monster and Jasmine. And I felt really bad about splitting up Puss and Nola, because, you know, Nola was Puss's mother and they were a bonded pair. But I couldn't keep, like I said, I'd only intended to keep 2 cats. I wasn't expecting to keep 3 cats. And I couldn't find someone to take both Nola and Puss Puss. So I gave Nola to a friend, who Nola has a very happy, pampered life. So in the end, I think she's much happier being an only cat. Honestly, all of my cats would be much happier being an only cat. They've all made that clear. But at first I did feel bad about splitting them up, and like I said, my original intention was only to keep the 2, so I was still looking for a home for Puss Puss. But unfortunately, I just wasn't able to find someone who wanted to take her, because I wasn't going to put an ad in the paper. I wanted it to be somebody that I knew, because I was pretty attached to all of the cats at that point. And then, of course, when I couldn't find a home for Puss, obviously I kept her, because it's not like I was going to throw her out on the street or anything. So, obviously, Puss Puss came with her name, and I didn't change it, because it really does seem to suit her. She seems like a puss. And Monster was just my little monster. So that's how she got her name. She was the first kitten. She would always, like, every time I would go into the little kitten nursery room and sit down on the floor, she'd run over to me and crawl up in my lap. So she pretty much adopted me from the very beginning. And she is really, like, super possessive and jealous. Like, her and Jasmine, they used to get along. They used to cuddle together all the time and be absolutely adorable together, but not anymore. And like I said, they all wish they were only cats. Like, when one of them will come and sit on me, and another one will come over and try to squeeze in between. And Jasmine got her name because a guy that I was dating at the time, he really liked my ex-roommate's cats, or my ex-roommate's cat, whose name was Jasper and had almost identical coloring to Jasmine. So he would call her Little J. Sorry, I can't talk and do my lashes at the same time, but I'm trying to remember if I left anything out. I think I told you how they all got their names, and Monster definitely grew into her name. She definitely became a monster. So that is my cat story. I'm sure I left stuff out because I never write scripts. I really should. I always think I should write down at least bullet points so I remember to cover everything, but then I never do. And the few times I've tried, then they don't make any sense to me. So hopefully I did get everything into that story. I'm not doing a lipstick today because I'm actually doing a try-on review of a lipstick in my next video that I'm about to film. But that is my cat story, and I spoil the heck out of my current cats because, like I said, I still feel a ton of guilt about my cracker kitty. And like, I've had Monster and Jasmine since they were just little furry worms, and I really should have manhandled them more and got them used to things like being picked up and cuddled. Well, they'll still let me cuddle them, but just not in a picking up sort of way. But I didn't. That was my fault because I let them just walk all over me. Because I just spoiling the heck out of them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little cat origin story, how I got all my babies. I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, feel free to give me a thumbs down, and please tell me all about it in the comments below, but go easy on me on the cat thing because, like I said, I still feel a lot of guilt about all of that. And I hope everyone is just having a wonderful day and is staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we are living in, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye!